Hello everyone, and welcome to this Nikon One massive bundle unboxing where I have the Nikon One V1 camera with a 10 to 30mm lens, the Nikkor 10 to 100mm video shooting lens, the SB-N5 flash, and the FT1 adapter. So first let's start with the star of this unboxing, the Nikon One V1 camera itself. So here are some documentations, the CD, warranty, and the manual. So by the way, I've already done a review of the Nikon One camera. However, I figured now is a good time to revisit the camera because its price has been slashed drastically recently because the V2 has come out. So now this camera, once before it was overpriced, and now it's quite reasonable. Actually, you can find one under $400 new. Okay, so now we have the inner contents. Right here we have the charger. This is identical to the one in D7000 and also D600. I think also the D800 as well, the MH25 charger. Here's the battery. It's the ENEL15 battery, shared also by the same cameras I just mentioned. Here's this is a video cord. It goes to this USB-like connector. This is the USB connection to the computer. At the bottom here, this is the power cord. Exciting stuff. And here is a strap that says Nikon One on it. It's plastic. And here we have the clip for the charger. By the way, this adapter can allow you to directly attach the charger onto the wall instead of going through the cord, so it's a nice and thoughtful addition. Here is the 10 to 30mm VR lens. This one's in black. You have multiple colors to choose from, I think. Actually, maybe not. You just have white and black for the V1. So this is the black version. 10 to 30. It's collapsible, so to use it, you have to extend it, and it starts at 10mm. And when you extend it, the camera actually auto powers on, as I think I mentioned in my review. The diameter is 40.5mm, and you can find filters of that size on places like Amazon. So that's the lens. And finally we have the body. It's right here. This one's in black. So here it is. I wouldn't go into too much detail on the body of this camera because I've done a full review already, but it feels very nice. It's magnesium alloy, unlike the J1, which is plastic. It's got a beefy battery compartment here, and yep, so this is the Nikon One V1 camera unboxing, and now I'll move on to the other parts. Alright, next up is the FT1 mount adapter. This one is actually made in Japan, while all the other Nikon One components are made in China. So this shouldn't be very complicated. You have some warranty card, instructions in 200 languages, and this tells you how to use it. So it's in here, and feels like this is made out of metal. So on one side you have the F mount where you attach the normal Nikon lenses, DX or FX. On this side you attach to the Nikon V1 camera, which is a CX mount. So there's a tripod mount on the bottom because the lenses could be heavy enough you don't want to use the camera's tripod. And let me see, there are some contacts that are actually passed through. This adapter is actually, there's nothing through it except it passes the contacts through, and then here's a lever that changes the aperture value. So one thing I should mention is while there is a motor in here to change the aperture lever, there is no motor on the actual mount, so if you use lenses that are not AFS, then you only have manual focus. Also, you can only use the center AF point, if I recall correctly. So there are some limitations to this, and I believe if you use apertures larger than 1.8, you'll get bokeh that are cut off here and here, so that will result in some interesting but maybe undesirable photos. Next up, we have the SB-N5 Speedlight flash for the Nikon V1 camera. So I'm not sure if this is compatible with a V2 camera, because the V2 also has an SB-N7, I think. But here it is, the manual, warranty. It should be pretty straightforward. So this one actually comes with a nice pouch. The FT1 doesn't, it's an optional accessory. So this pouch inside, very well protected, the flash. So here it is, I think that's for autofocus assist. So this contact, I think I've shown this in the previous video. You insert this to the accessory port on the V1, which is located here. And on the back you have on-off, and whether flash is charging or not, and whether AF assist will be on. So pretty simple. You can turn this 180 degrees one way, and then 180 degrees the other way. Also, you can rotate this to face forward or upward. Of course, if you rotate it backwards, you can face yourself and blind yourself. So very good for bounce flash for more natural looking photos. So lastly, we have the 10-to-100mm VR lens. So this is the super zoom for the one system. There is a new one out on Nikon's website. It doesn't state that it has VR, so I wouldn't count on that. By the way, aperture values are 4.5 to 5.6. So given that these focal lengths are already so short, that's a pretty small aperture, so not good for indoor use. So here is a lens foot. And somewhere in here is the lens. Here we have a manual, warranty, registration. Here's the lens. Feels like a cup, ceramic cup. So here it is. The material feels very high quality. I think it's plastic, but it feels very sturdy, and it's got a bit of heft to it. This is 72 millimeters diameter of filter, so that's actually pretty large. 10 to 100, so 10x zoom. You can zoom with a power controller here, telephoto to wide, just like on video cameras, and you can lock this lens if you don't want it to creep. So here we go. This is I try to put as much as possible onto the camera. This is a Nikon V1 with a 10 to 100 millimeter lens and the flash. So feels actually not too heavy. And here you got a very capable camera with a somewhat smaller sensor, but for a lot of applications this is fine. And yep, so here is the unboxing of the Nikon V1 10 to 100 millimeter SB-N5 and the FT1 adapter. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please see my channel for the full Nikon V1 review and its comparisons with other mirrorless cameras. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.